What's up, y'all, and welcome to back to the Palace Pistons report. And this is the first little whatever we're gonna put this out on the welcome video, or whatever you want to call it. And before you are the our fabulous host. So who wants to go ahead and introduce themselves first?
But
I guess I'll do that. What's up, guys? It's Quincy here. On the screen, I could be known as Q Main. Nice to meet everybody. I like to pass it off to whoever like to go next.
my name is John. I go as J Riv. So I'm just trying to get excited about this Piston content. Let's get at it, fellas.
Yep. And I'm Zach. Nice to meet everyone. It's the first time that in a long time that we've seen the Pistons, crawl back to relevancy. So
A
I'm
lot of
excited to see
excitement.
where this team goes.
That's right.
Word. So real quick, this thing is called the Back to the Palace Pistons report right here on the My High Media channel on YouTube. But if y'all have any, just go around the horn and share y'all's favorite Piston or your favorite Palace memory if you have one. Go ahead. Go ahead and kick us off. Zach, go ahead.
Favorite Palace memory. I don't know if this should be a favorite Palace memory, but it's probably the most recent one. Um, I don't know. Oh my gosh. So this is back in 2005, and this was in the 2005 finals when the Pistons faced off against the Spurs. And I don't know. I just like the whole experience of like just watching the whole game on the Jumbotron, even though we lost. Um, it was pretty cool. I wish we would have won the 2005 finals, but obviously we didn't. But yeah, I think that was pretty cool.
All right.
Word. Go ahead, John.
So mine would be probably the '04 Pistons team when I went to the Palace to watch that game in the playoffs against the Nets and the Pistons in that conference finals, man. That crowd was just electric, bros. It was good to see. It was a good time, man. It was a good, tough fight, low scoring game, good defense. It's just good to be there in the Palace when that game was happening against the Nets and the Pistons in that conference finals. We played them before we made the finals and won the championship. So that was my best time at the Palace watching the Pistons and Nets play.
Word. Well, Q man, go ahead and throw yours in there.
I have two, honestly, and I've been trying to pick out which one. I'm gonna actually give a shout out to the Detroit Shock. I went to that game to where they won their first championship, the LA Sparks. Lisa Leslie had a pretty good year that year, but it did not matter because we hoisted up that trophy. Shout out to the Shock as they make, well, I don't know if they're going to be named the Shock, but we're having a WNBA team coming back. And of course, the other one, I was there for the Palace celebration after the championship parade. That was a big one. That probably was probably the most electrifying experience over a game, any game I've been to. Like just everyone shoulder to shoulder. They introduced the whole team. There's fireworks in there and everything. So easily that's probably the best one.
Word. So I even have one. My favorite Palace memory. Quincy was there for mine. He may already know. Was Kobe Bryant's last game. And
Oh,
I
Yeah,
was telling Zach about it. So Zach,
I
you get to
remember.
this is Quincy. I showed you the picture. I showed Zach the picture. So I told Zach the backstory why that picture happened also. So
I
yeah.
didn't want to say it, but yeah, I'm glad you did.
So yeah, no, that's it. But so go ahead, somebody go ahead, lead us into the next segment.
Oh yeah. Well, first thing we're going to get into is the next game that we got here: Detroit Pistons versus the Indiana Pacers. Guys, what do you want to see coming from this game? What do you expect coming from this game, or all the above?
Well, it's the last game of the season. We're at win number 59. I would really like us to end the season on win number 60.
yeah.
Um, and from what I found out, Duran's apparently going to be sitting this one out tonight, but everybody else is going to be playing the game pretty much. But from what I've seen, especially since we just got Cade back, I think this is a very winnable game for us. Pacers, I mean, they're obviously not the same without Halliburton there. So I think it's a very winnable game, and I wouldn't put us, not getting 60 tonight.
Okay. For me personally, I'm picking back on what Zach said. I want the Pistons to win this game too to make it 60. That'd be great for the season. But I really want the starters to play like just the first half of this game. Get a big lead early, play the first half, let K get us, reps in, and then put the second unit in to finish out the game to get a win. That's what I kind of want to see. So they can get some rest going into this playoffs. So I want to see them play the first half strong, get a big lead, and then kind of finish off strong, get the win tonight. That'd be good.
Absolutely, definitely. What I would like to see is pretty much some reps, some really important reps that probably haven't been employed throughout the season. For instance, 3-point shooting. I would like to see
Good.
more 3-point plays specifically, especially with Duran, Jalen Duran being out. Probably spread the floor more, let K work. And when Indiana, should they decide that they want to hone in on Cade, what I expect more playoff teams when the playoffs do decide to come around, they're going to blitz Cade, of course. Hopefully, Indiana give us that grace and let us figure that out ahead of the playoffs. And hopefully we get enough volume shots up to be like, hey, this is well to pick our spots basically. Where we would like to see Holland be at, where we would like to if Twin is on the floor, where he should be at. Um, because we're the worst one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league. So I mean, yeah, I think we should have the whole game to figure this out. Like pick our spots on the floor, run the plays, and yeah, just have those plays in our back pocket first round. So
All right. So before we get into the next thing, just each one of y'all give me one thing the Pistons must do well to win this game.
okay. Uh, so couple things that I'm thinking about that the Pistons must do. Going without Jalen during the day tonight to run this game, I would like to. I would still like to see more interior dominance on the defensive end. Um, the Pacers, I don't think have too many deadly shooters from the perimeter. So I would like to expect that they are going to go in more. I see some important people that they have been playing, Jarris Walker, Ben Shepherd, that their game time decisions may or may not play. Nemhart and Naismith, they're out. But we're going to have Pascal Siakam. So if you ever seen
Yeah.
him play, he's deadly around the in the interior and even the mid range. So still kind of lock down whoever's going to be around there. Outside of that, yeah, on the offensive end, get those 3-point shots up, spread the floor, and then yeah, this will be a comfortable win to number 60. What about you guys?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, I'm up for it, Zach. Hey, stick to
No,
the
you go
pedigree.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Stick to the pedigree. Just play really good defense. Hone in on the turnovers like they usually like to turn the people over. Good fast break points. And like Quincy said earlier, 3-point shooting. Hone on that 3-point shooting because that's gonna be key in the playoffs. Is our 3-point shooting. But stick to what we know best. Play good defense, cause turnovers, and play good team basketball. I think that's gonna get the win today for the Pistons. Honestly.
Yeah. What I was just gonna say is that I just want to see everybody aside from Cade step up and show what they can do. Because as you guys know, we just got Cade back, and he's like easing himself back into the swing of things. And one thing I've noticed is that we have a pretty resilient team, even with Cade having been out for as long as he was. He was out for what, like 10 something games, 10, 11, 12
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
We only lost like a couple of those. So I definitely want to see the guys that don't really step up or that don't get much playing time step up and show what they can do so that we can get a good idea who we can rely on come playoff time.
Yeah, overall with this being the last game, still some minor things I would like for them to do, like probably get K more off ball to, you know, like I mentioned before, spread the floor and then see if that'll work. And then if not, uh, yeah, like I said, have Twin hold the ball more. Run some maybe some pick and rolls with Stu. Stu is playing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
maybe
he's
Paul
playing. He's
Reed.
back.
Paul Reed, do some pick and pops with Paul Reed. Paul Reed is a good one from the 3 point. So that's some things that I would like to expect from the Pistons tonight. Being in the first seed, the first time that a first seed since the going to work days, guys. So
Yeah.
this is some huge stuff. The first time we're going to be first seed with the play-in tournament, even. So with the play-in tournament coming up, who we got Orlando Magic right now as it stands. We have the Orlando Magic going against the Philadelphia 76ers. And then we got the Hornets and the Heat on pretty much the boundary line at 9 and 10. Yeah, with these matchups that we got, who do you believe would be the best matchup for the Pistons currently standing? Let me hear from you, John, real quick on that.
I'm gonna say the Sixers or probably Orlando. Charlotte, we can beat them. Honestly, they got good 3-point shooting. They got a good young team, but I think we scared them in a series. I don't think they can hang with us in a 7-game series. Miami's a tricky team. Miami beat us twice this year, pretty easy the last time we played them. So Miami's a tricky series to play against. We should be able to beat them, but I'm a little fearful of Miami. So I will say, for me personally, Orlando, we dominated Orlando most of the year. Philly, we dominated Philly also. And
I
now I
need I
think
need to I need to put a sound effect on here for paka paka paka. John scared.
but yeah, I think it's probably either Sixers or Orlando. Charlotte, I'm not scared of Charlotte. We beat them handily, single handedly every time. But Miami's probably the team you don't want to face right now. Miami got a good defense. They play hard. They have good coaching. That's the one team now in that last four is probably give us the most trouble, I would say, for me.
All right, Zach, how about yourself?
Okay, so you said we got the Magic, we got the Sixers, we got the Hornets, and the Heat. Man, out of all four of those teams, man, I think the most most entertaining one would probably be us versus the Hornets, given what we saw happen in the regular season. But piggybacking off of what John said, I think we would beat the Hornets pretty soundly in a playoff series. So I'm not really too worried about them. Um, as for the other teams, yeah, Miami is a tricky team. They did beat us a couple times this season. You got to watch out for Bam. You got to watch out for Tyler Hero. You got to watch out for all those guys. But yeah, if I really had to pick, yeah, I think Miami would be the one to worry about out of those four teams.
All right, guys, and before we move any further, we got someone that we're bringing in, the big time super Piston fan himself, rolling in. Like to introduce yourself, sir?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, my Joe?
How's it
Uh,
going?
go by the name of Caddy. Like he said, big Pistons fan, so ready to, have these conversations.
Absolutely. And yeah, just moving forward with what we was just talking about here, Caddy. The play-in, if the regular season ended today, we have the Orlando Magic versus the Philadelphia 76ers at 7-8 and 9-10. We got the Charlotte Hornets and the Miami Heat, Caddy. Who is putting the most fear in your heart as a Piston fan to who they get in the first round, or are you not scared of none of these guys at all? Like you just like whatever.
Honestly, man, I'm not really scared of any of those teams. I know a lot of people be saying Charlotte, but like as you just seen recently, if we got our full team, I think we'll be hard to beat. But if I had to pick one of them, I might go with Miami, man, because I think they could match up a little bit better with us.
Yep.
But I might have to go with Miami if I had to pick one.
We said all said the same thing.
Yeah, we all literally said the same thing, man. We all picked Miami because yeah, they beat us a couple
Yeah,
times this year. So yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I would say yeah. First off, I do agree. Miami. If I had to, I see us beating all of them except easily except for Miami, and here's why. The inexperience. Philly, they have a new team. Orlando, they pretty much reshaped their team. And then we know that Charlotte's just trying to get hot, but they always stall when it comes to us. So considering the retooling of those other two teams, and then with Charlotte, who we can pretty much be stable against, I see us comfortably beating those three. However, when it comes to the Miami Heat, you got that championship, still that championship pedigree somewhere deep down in there. I wouldn't, well, not championship pedigree. They were capable of getting to the finals a couple times. So it's still a couple of players there like Bam Adebayo, and of course the coach,
Spolstra.
Eric
Oh,
Spoelstra. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, he's the one that concerns me the most because that one game last year, JB Biggerstaff did even himself said Tom Thibodeau got the best of him in that first game where we were in control, and then all of a sudden we just lost control and lost that game one, and we never was able to gain traction ever since then. So I would say even if it's the Miami Heat, we just got to take control right out the gates, and get this comfortable first round victory, and move to the second.
Deville, I'm gonna give you a chance before I take us into the hidden topic here. Y'all's first. This would be like the first debate topic if you want to say, but I gave everybody else a chance. So Deville, give us your favorite Palace memory.
favorite Palace memory. So many of them. Um, Besides beating the Lakers, the way we beat them.
All right, guys, that's the end of the show. See y'all next week. What? My bad.
but
Continue.
but another one is that takedown block, man. Like I
Right.
think people don't know how crucial that block was.
It was.
'Cause, that block
Oof.
kind of changed the whole series for me. You know what I'm saying? Because they was trying to go up, but I think that turned the whole series around, and that's how we end up beating Indiana. So I think
That's
that might be my top one, actually.
All right. So as promised, here is the secret topic. Man, go ahead and put on your seatbelts. Let's see what we got. And oops, here we go. Oops, here we go. And tell me who wants to go first. Let me know what y'all think. Who was the best player on them going to work Pistons teams? The picture's
Ooh.
right in front of you. Take your pick and go.
oof.
Ooh,
Oh,
I go first. My
it's
favorite
tough.
player out of that group was Rip. To me, that was just my favorite player. But if I
Best,
had to go
best.
right, that's what I'm saying. If I had to go with the best player, to me it had to be Chauncey, man,
Yeah.
because the way he controlled the team, he made big shots
Mm.
when needed. Without Chauncey, it'd be hard to get like Rip the ball because he coming off them screens. Chauncey took over when he needed to, like when we was going in the drought, he had that takeover mentality, and he's just like the motor for the team. So if I had to pick one man, I had to go with Chauncey.
All right.
Mm,
I'm gonna go a different route. So I like what Caddy said because Chauncey my favorite Piston out of that going to work team. But I'm gonna say Ben was probably the most crucial piece to our success because that defense, man, him being the anchor of our defense really got us over the hump against some of those tough teams like New Jersey, um, Indiana in the playoffs, man. Like Chauncey was crucial, but Ben was like that anchor of our defense, man. Him and Sheed and that paint, and him stopping Shaq, man. Like that was crucial, slowing Shaq down in that finals, man. So I would say
All right,
Ben
y'all. That's
probably.
the end of the show again. John want to play.
But I'll say Ben Wallace, man. I love Chauncey the most, but I'm gonna say Ben's probably the most crucial piece.
Yeah,
mm.
if I should go with one, I gotta agree with John. The identity of those going to work Pistons was the defense. And if you're gonna go with the most important player when those blocks, those rebounds, those defensive player of the years, those first team all deep, like the list goes on. So um to realize his importance, because yes, we went back to back finals, won one, lost the next one. And then that '06 Eastern Conference Finals when he Shaq was still kind of Shaq, but he wasn't to an extent. But yeah, the Pistons falling to the Heat, and then that following year, him going to Chicago, you seen the shift, and the that defense wasn't the same anymore. I mean, granted, they were still good. I mean, when Flip Saunders got here, because that was Larry Brown got out of here after the second NBA Finals, and then Flip Saunders came when we fell to Miami, and then but we were still good. We just wasn't those defenders. And that's because Ben Wallace was in a Chicago Bulls jersey. So, in regards to what the identity was, it's Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
Man. All right. So what I was just gonna say is like that 2004 Piston squad. We're never gonna see a team like that ever again because those five guys brought something different to the table. For me, Chauncey was like the brains of the whole operation. He knew how to orchestrate the offense and then take over the offense when needed. And then Rip was just the motor, the engine. He's just nonstop running, coming off screens, just throwing the ball, and he'll hit you with that mid range shot all day long. And then Tayshawn was just like the glue guy. You could plug him in wherever, and whatever you ask him to do, he'd do the job well. And then Rashid was that final piece that we needed to bring us over the top. He brought that swagger and that toughness that we needed. And then obviously, as everyone was just saying, Ben was the defensive anchor of that 04 squad. And I do agree that the overall identity of that team was defense. But if I had to pick who the best player was, man, honestly it was a toss up between Chauncey and Ben. But I am leaning a little bit more towards Ben because he embodied that defense that I'm talking about.
Zach Ash named them all and then gave two. but
No, but I picked one.
I'm just picking Zach. But all right,
I
so
picked
I got
one, man.
so I'm surprised nobody said she or Tayshawn. But and that's so a bonus debate topic. Who could they win without? Who could they win that championship without? Tayshawn or she, and you got to pick one.
Mm,
Oh,
okay.
Oh, that's a tough question. That's tough.
yeah,
That's tough.
I'm gonna start off. I say she because they did have Mehmet Okur at that time who was nice. He was still young, but she was coming.
Mimicure Akur.
He he was
Oh,
straight younger though, man. He was nice, so he was actually nice. So, but
Y'all not gonna pick
Tayshawn, you
Will?
can't play Tayshawn though, man. Tayshawn was too hard to replace though, man, fellas. We would have had no Tayshawn Prince, we probably wouldn't have won, bro.
I don't know if we would have had Melo.
That's true. That's
That's
that's the missing piece with Melo. If Melo would have been here, we don't need Tayshawn. That's true.
If I got to pick one, I would go Sheed. We got to think about the road leading up to it. Now, yes, she was the piece, but the back like the framework of those Pistons starting in 2000, what was that?
Twelve two.
2002. Yeah. When we first got to the playoffs, Ben Wallace was there. I mean, you had Jerry Stackhouse on the offensive end doing all the scoring. Ben was on the that's when he grew into the defensive juggernaut and did his thing in that regard. The next year, that's when Chauncey got here and Tayshawn. Tayshawn pretty much emerged as in the playoffs. I remember him making some key defensive plays, and even he made like the last second. I was at that game. He made like the last second tip in over Allen Iverson against the Philadelphia 76ers. So the framework was getting made, and then she kind of was like the plug in to like get forward because but the work was getting done. and that's when they got rid of Rick Carlisle as well. Larry Brown came, and then so it was a lot of momentum getting built. But in terms of the framework, you had Ben, you had Chauncey and Tayshawn the year prior, and then she came. So it's kind of like leaning more towards she.
I hear what you're saying, and in some parts I do agree, but I think she was that player that got us over the hump. And I think even though Tayshawn was a good defender, he was part of the team, he was the glue to the team. I think we could have added another player to take his spot. But I think Rasheed and Ben, being Rasheed and Ben back there, it was hard to score on people coming to the lane and stuff like that. So I think he'll play a bigger role for me. But if I had to pick one of those, I think for me, it'd be more safe to go without Tayshawn. So I would have to go without Tayshawn.
Up until we won that championship back on 04, we were really starting to build that framework as Q was just talking about. But to me, the Pistons they were a great team, or well, they were shaping up to be a great team. But to me, if we didn't have Rasheed, I don't think we would have gotten over that hump. I think we would have been that team that would, be good enough to make the playoffs, but not go all the way. If that makes sense. So if I really had to cut one of them, and I had to pick between Tayshawn and Sheed, I would probably cut Tayshawn too. Because Sheed was just that missing piece, and we could have gone with someone else playing a small forward, and I don't think it would have affected us that negatively. But if we don't have Sheed, honestly, I don't think we get the championship.
One last thing. The unsung hero of that championship team was the bench. You had
Yeah,
Corliss Williamson, Mike James, Lindsey Hunter, Mimi Kaur, and Eldon Campbell. That team could have. I mean, they could have started somewhere. Yeah, they wouldn't have been, but that's a starting lineup for somewhere in the NBA. So, I mean, those guys, they were the unsung heroes in that regard
sure.
as well.
Facts.
Yeah, I agree.
Dang.
Quincy ass. But all right, all
Ah,
right. So that is the that is the first installment, or what you want to call this, of the Back to the Palace Pistons report. You can find us coming up soon. The playoffs coming up. So keep your eyes peeled on My High Media. Let everybody, guys, go ahead and on the way out the door, let everybody know where they can find you at, and tell them that. See you next time.
all right. Well, this is Q man. You can Quincy. You can find me on Twitter, Big Time Quince. Also on Instagram as well. And yeah, I'll be waiting for all the fun times.
But just Caddy, you can find me on IG as King Caddy, and I look forward to talking about these Pistons come playoff time.
All right, my name John. You can catch me J Riv. You can catch me on Facebook of John Rivers, or you can catch me on Instagram on the D Town J Riv. So I'm looking forward to this Pistol content also. Let's get it in, fellas.
All right. And I'm Zach. You can find me on Facebook as well as Instagram. And yeah, I'm excited for these Pistons. I'm excited for these playoffs, and I can't wait to see where this team goes.
And as always, you guys, it's been a pleasure. We will be here same time next time. And you guys enjoy the rest of the in between.
Definitely.
There you go.
Let's take a look at the Pistons' upcoming